This is our struggle between clean, renewable energy and global warming. Each year, America's power plants alone put more than 2 billion tons of carbon dioxide into the air in just 1 year. That isn't even including cars, trucks, or anything else that produces carbon in the world.
I believe some of that climate change, that is the warming, all right, is due to man-made emissions of CO2, all right? And I think you find that even among skeptics, there's broad agreement to that. The question is, are we heading to a catastrophe?
Ice caps and icebergs, home to many different and diverse species of animals, are accountable for 4% of water on Earth, are melting at 9% every 10 years, contributing to a rise in sea levels. Even a 40% loss of ice would be devastating to ice-dependent animals like walruses and polar bears. They simply won't have a place to live and will soon drown. Coral reefs, home to millions of fish, corals, lobsters, clams, seahorses, sponges, and sea turtles, are in major jeopardy of being destroyed due to global warming. Coral reefs are very sensitive to water temp. Even a 2-degree change in temperature can cause coral bleaching. When water is too warm, corals will expel the colorful algae living in their tissues, causing the coral to turn completely white. The coral doesn't completely die when this happens, but they are subject to very high mortality. If CO2 emissions trends continue, the world's coral reefs could be destroyed by 2050.
Climate change isn't a hoax. Look at the record-breaking droughts, floods, forest fires, heat waves. This is a serious problem. Anyone who thinks this is not a serious problem today and isn't going to get worse has their head in the sand and doesn't care about the future of this country.
I don't want to get...
Weather in general is also affected by global warming. As the United States warms another 4 to 11 degrees, we will have an increased amount of extremely hot summer days. Global warming has also caused more heavy rainfall events in the U.S., and with that rainfall increases chances of devastating floods. Since warmer air can hold more moisture than cooler air, heavier and heavier precipitation is expected in the years to come. On average, spring arrives 10 to 14 days earlier than it did just 20 short years ago. Shifting precipitation and increased temperature also increase evaporation rates, creating droughts including the American Southwest. And also with increased temperature and drier conditions, wildfires are just waiting to happen. An average of 1.2 million acres of woodland burn from wildfires a year just in the United States. So, increased flooding, more extremely hot summer days, more droughts in America, and a big increase in wildfires worldwide, and the ice caps and all of the world's beautiful coral reefs will all be completely gone off the face of the earth by 2050. This is why we need to change now. Only 16% of global energy consumption comes from renewable energy. This is not even close to where it needs to be. We need to improve our aging fleet of gas and coal power plants, which are the single largest source of industrial carbon pollution. We need to switch everything to renewable energy, and this video explains why. Also, renewable energy is not subject to the same price shocks as fossil fuels are. Renewable energy is made up of things that can be renewed, such as corn, wind, and solar energy. This means that it isn't controlled by certain countries. The US is very dependent on foreign oil and gas, and other countries have complete control over it and can cut the US off at any time that they want, causing major problems in the US. If we were dependent on renewable energy, like wind and solar energy, we would not have this problem and would also be a much cleaner nation.